this season?
What's that?
How will your Dodgers do this season?
Yeah, good question. I don't think anybody knows. Yeah, they got a brand new team. How you doing, CJ?
All right, a couple of questions for you. Did everybody make it through practice okay today?
Yeah, we actually had a really good practice today. First real practice we've had in a couple of weeks. So the way the schedule plays out these days, it's so rare you get 2 days in between games, and so that gave us the opportunity to have a day off yesterday, followed by a good practice today. Get ready for tomorrow.
What does one do at a real practice this time of year?
Fundamental defensive drills, good film session, followed by working on the stuff that we watched on film at both ends, offense and defense. We had station work, so we had, two different groups going through an offensive station and a defensive station, and then just our basic fundamental stuff that we need to brush up on.
Just one more, if that's okay. Jordan Poole is 1 3-pointer away from reaching 200 this season, which means he'll join Steph and Clay, who already have 200 threes. So potentially 3 teammates in one season with 200 threes. It's happened once in NBA history in 2014. What do you think about what that shows for your offense, and then that players get to be who they are and play their games all together?
Who did it in 14?
The Rockets. It was a James Harden team.
Yeah, it's an impressive stat. It's, kind of based on roster construction more than anything. We got 3 guys who are all, prolific three-point shooters, and so it's a good stat. And I think I'm especially happy with Jordan's play. The season-long numbers and stuff are one thing, but just the idea that we can get better individually and as a team, that's what every coach is looking for. And I think Jordan has been great these last couple of weeks. I think he's really made strides, and it's not a coincidence that our team is playing well as he's playing well.
Steve, you mentioned a couple days ago how you're still trying to figure out the rotation with GP2 back and how it might affect Dante. How do you think those two complement each other, and I guess how valuable is it to have both of those two guys at your disposal?
Yeah, I think Gary's inclusion in the lineup affects a lot of people. It affected J. Mike, for example, the other night. We didn't get JaMychal into the game. We decided to start JK so that we could play Gary more with the second unit, which meant Loon's coming off the bench. There's a domino effect to all of this stuff. And, usually when you have a team, you use the early part of the season to take a look at all these different combinations and, sort of the repercussions of each move that you make lineup-wise and what it means. We don't have that luxury right now, but fortunately, we have the luxury of having had Gary the last year and a half, and so we know what he can do. But it was fun to mix up the lineups a little bit the other night. I love the aggressiveness that both Gary and Dante show defensively, the pressure they can put on the ball, and both guys played really well.
Just another follow-up on Dante specifically. He's had to adjust to a lot of different roles this season, whether it's coming off the bench, playing alongside Jordan Poole, most recently starting in place of Andrew Wiggins. How have you seen him adapt to these different roles and maybe grow throughout this year?
Dante has been fantastic. He started out the season playing 20 minutes a night, and then with the injuries, he started to play more, and then the absence of Wiggs, putting him in the starting lineup, putting him on the best offensive player at the beginning of games. He just shows you how versatile he is. I think Dante is one of those guys who helps you in so many different ways that you can plug him into any lineup, and that's, to me, that's his true value. Does a lot of things well, and you can focus on any one of them, whether it's his shooting or his passing or his defense. But just the idea that he's a total, complete basketball player means you can put him with any group, and that's a really valuable trait.